Let the games begin.
In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the Portal2Cast. In this episode, I'm going to explain Portal and Portal 2 in everyday language. First, for non-gamers who want to understand, but also to introduce this awesome universe to gamers who haven't experienced it yet. If we're lucky, we may even find some overlap between those two groups. I could try to explain the charm and wit of the game's writing and setting, but I'd hardly do them justice. Like any book or film, it's better to experience these firsthand than to be told about them. What I can demonstrate is the gameplay. Portal is a first-person puzzle game. This means it plays like a shooter, but instead of firing simulated bullets at digital bad guys, you shoot portals to solve problems. The core mechanic is a device, the portal gun, which allows the player to break the laws of physics and create wormhole-like connections between two flat surfaces. In this demonstration, I've labeled the left and right walls 0-1 and 0-2. I'll fire my blue portal onto the 0-1 wall and my orange portal onto 0-2. When I enter the portal on the 0-1 wall, I emerge from the portal in the 0-2 wall. I can cross back through the portal to return to my earlier position. This also works with floors and ceilings. If I place my blue portal on the floor and jump in, I again emerge from the 0-2 wall. If I move my blue portal to the ceiling and re-enter the orange portal, I fall from the ceiling. Objects can also pass through the portal, which allows me to demonstrate the prior examples with this cube. Naturally, the portal device, however amazing, is wasted on such an open room like this. While the portal grants revolutionary mobility, I could reach any part of this room simply by walking over to it. Let's come back to portals in just a moment. First, I want to introduce the game's other major mechanic, inputs and outputs. In this example, this giant button is connected to the door across from me. By standing on the button, I can open the door, but as soon as I leave the button, the door closes. This presents a puzzle to the player. How do I keep the door open long enough to walk through it? This one's simple. Weigh down the button with a secondary object. Remember our cube? This is the central objective in Portal. Each chamber is a puzzle. You know you've solved it when you're able to leave the room, usually with a feeling of deep satisfaction that other games have failed to duplicate. As you can probably guess from the name of the game, in most of these puzzles, portals are integral to the solution. Let's try something a little more outside the box. Consider this example. The dark walls on my side of the room don't accept portals, and I cannot walk through the mesh or jump over it to retrieve the cube. I can portal the cube around inside its own room, but how does that help? How can I solve this room? Any ideas? By portaling both the floor and the ceiling, we allow gravity to pull the cube until it reaches terminal velocity. Then we portal it out of the wall where it emerges at high speed and easily clears the barrier.
Spectacular. You appear to understand how a portal affects forward momentum, or to be more precise, how it does not.
Problem solving is the heart and soul of the Portal experience, and I've only just scratched the surface. Portals can also be used to reroute lasers, extend bridges, paint surfaces, and even more. If this all seems overwhelming, don't worry. The game introduces elements and methods one by one, allowing the player time to experiment and learn. Playtester feedback was incorporated directly into level design, and even into the game's story for even more transparency. These games never pause to give a tutorial, they teach themselves to you seamlessly as you play. On the surface, you're playing a video game. Underneath, you're learning critical thinking, problem solving, and spatial reasoning. The games also contain implications in science, technology, architecture, geometry, and probability. Over and over, you'll be given problems that seem insurmountable. Then, in a flash of clarity, you'll know exactly what to do and feel like you've outsmarted the world. The resulting experience is satisfying and deeply empowering. If you're anything like me, you may even want to recreate the experience for others. In the comments, tell me about your favorite video game. What makes it so special to you? Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
Goodbye.